And Alice.
So just to remind everyone, the recording is in progress. If it doesn't get too chattery, I won't have to mute people. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat.
Okay. Alice is out of town also, so I told her I would take minutes. So,
Thank you.
yes, yeah.
So we should probably get started then, just to
Yeah.
make sure that we
Yeah,
start
we
on
should
time and end
start.
on time.
Yes.
We've got a few things to go over, various committee reports, but before we do that, we'd like to turn it over to Vanessa for the Devar.
So good to see everyone. For me, the Devar Torah is always the Torah portion. And little known fact, this week is a double portion, Matot, tribes, and Masai, journeys. And because Shavuot was on a Saturday and we read something different, the American United States has been on a different Torah portion than Israel, and this is the weekend we catch up. Usually we catch up at some other earlier Torah portions, and I'm not sure why the Reform movement doesn't just do what Israel does, but we don't. At least that keeps us on, the American calendar. I think that through all of the happenings since we last met, which I think we haven't met since July 4th, and I can share with you that I knew I was going away because my grandchild was being born, and Max was born June 29th, and I had done the article, and then Roe v. Wade was turned over. And I said, oh, I'll redo it. And then there's something else happened. The church and state. I said, I'll redo it. And then July 4th. And it was coming out the next day. So I didn't get it in. I didn't get my article in as early, but I think it's going to be fine because it's just still next Tuesday. But Matot is talking about a tribe and being part of something bigger. And I think in times like these, we see that people want to be part of something bigger. People came Monday, to our Jewish Rock Radio concert. People came Tuesday, Moms Demand Action. People want to be a part of something bigger. And that's what Makom Solel Lakeside, Tikkun Olam, RAC, we're part of something bigger, and we're going to get something done. And I am so happy to be a part of this group. I can't thank all of you enough for everything that you do. And we've got our work cut out for us. All right.
Thank you very much. You're right. We do have our work cut out for us, for sure. And it does seem to be something of a moving target. With that, I think it'd probably be a good idea just to make sure we all know who everybody is. I'm Linda Muska, and I co-chair this group with Sharon Stein. Sharon, introduce yourself and pass it on, please.
I'm Sharon Stein, co-chair with Linda, and I'll pass it because she's next to me in the box. Actually, well, Vanessa, I guess you already introduced yourself. Susie.
So Dolly, okay. Dolly is being super loud. She wants to go out and I'm not letting her out because she got into trouble and ate something she wasn't supposed to. So I'm going to mute myself. I'm Susie Mason.
Okay, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne Rhodes, keeping track of metrics of all of our programs. Floyd?
Kind of on the finance side, I'm the liaison between this group and the Human Needs Committee. So if you need money for any project or anything like that, talk to me.
Nice to have you back, Lloyd.
Yeah, I love that, Floyd. If it's
If you need money, see me.
We're being recorded. If you need money, see me.
Meta, introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Mate 11, and I guess the official title would be Liaison with Lake County United.
Amy? How do you spell your name, Amy?
I've got it. That
A really
turned into
bad
be a-
joke. I've been
that
misspelling
turned
her
into
last
be a
name for
big
months.
Yeah. So I'm Amy Plotnick, and I am co-chairing the NICK, and I'm co-chairing the Day of Action,
And
Carnival of
Chesed,
Action.
and you're on the Chesed circle too, right?
I am.
Yep.
I am.
You want to call on somebody?
Oh, sure.
I
Oh,
think I'm the only
Rich.
one- I'm the only one left.
I would have called you anyway, Rich.
Last and least, and Floyd, I assume we only see you for money for social justice projects, not for anything else. I'm Rich Amond, and I guess my main role is liaison with RAC.
Excellent. Since Rich has the floor, maybe we should start with reports. And Rich, can you talk about every voice, every vote? Tell us where we are on that.
Well, yeah, behind, I'm gonna try to get a set of postcards. I obviously had a lot going on the last couple of weeks, some of which some of you are aware of. But I will try to get a packet, some postcards to the temple tomorrow. What's interesting is this still remains the RAC's major push, is that they're both mainly focused on getting a coalition together to get people to vote. There are weekly calls that continue to build momentum towards this project. A couple of things, I was just on a call, and I can figure out where the dates are. But there's a lot of activities coming, and I can't find it. But they have a whole weekly program that they have a whole weekly program coming up of week's activities. And I'll get the dates out to you, and I'm sorry, I was on this call at 5 o'clock, and then I did another call at 6. But there's a phone banking for Kansas, basically on their propositions regarding abortion rights. So it's not directly every vote, every voice, but they're supporting that. You know what? Why don't you skip me and let me see what else? And I'll find some stuff. Oh, and the other two other actions that they're calling about is that they do have a very strong abortion resource guide about how to take action, based upon the Dobbs ruling of recently. And what I did not know about is that there's a petition going to Blinken regarding some atrocities taking place in Myanmar where people are being assassinated.
Oi.
Yes, only 4 so far. So I will get you all that information.
Back up for one hot second for me, please. You
Sure.
talked about getting the postcards ready for tomorrow.
I'll try to get.
Postcards for the Florida
Yes,
primary?
these are Florida. And everything else will take place probably by the end of October. Hopefully we can get new
When do
ones.
the Florida ones have to go out? When's the
A couple of
primary?
weeks, I'm not sure. I think they'd like them mailed by the 8th. I think the primary is the end of the month.
Oh,
Wow.
all right. So you really have 1 week to get them done then?
Yes,
I just looked it up. The Florida primaries are August 23rd.
thank you. I thought it was the end of the month. Okay,
It's on when is the Florida primary?
August 23rd. So I think that it's too early, but I don't think we can do it at Day of Action because it's too close.
Not for that.
right. It was not planned for Day of Action.
No.
Hopefully we'll have news for Day of Action.
Is there, okay.
So Rich, well, I mean, we can have them at Friday night services tomorrow and then the next Friday, which is only the 5th. So, but if you need help, there's people who would help. So reach out and we'll get you some help, making up the packets. If you want help tomorrow, or if you need help getting them to the synagogue, they can be there all week, right? And we can let people know they're there to pick up. I think that's what we did last time. So so do you want help tomorrow getting them ready?
I'll see. I don't know yet.
Okay, well, reach out because there's
Last time it was very successful. We put them like in the vestibule where the pride flag is, and people just could buzz in, take it, grab and leave. It was more COVID-y at the time. Although the numbers are going ahead. Anyway, and Rich, whatever we can do, we're happy to help too.
right, because
I
there's
appreciate that.
definitely 2 services, and the Canasta Mahjong people are there on Thursday. And then whatever.
And people really want to help. People really want to get their hands on something to do.
So, and Wayne says he can help. And anyway, the other thing is there are weekly calls on Wednesday night. I have to say, I haven't been able to do it, but hopefully this Wednesday, I think they're at 6 o'clock, but you can find the link on the RAC website. It's just every voice, every vote, every Wednesday. And they have different topics each week. You can look what the schedule is of topics. Sometimes they have a speaker, sometimes. So, all right, what else? Rich?
They are at 7 o'clock our time. Yes, but it's basically just to build momentum for the postcard writing campaign. I mean, so, which I think we have, but that's just my take.
Sharon, can you fill us in on the RAC Illinois Summer Gathering?
Yes, Maida and I went, whatever night that was last week, to the get together in the tent. I can't say there was a ton of people there, but it was actually one of the most, I don't know, moving or energizing of them that I've been to. They introduced the new RAC lead, Aaron, I'm blanking on his last name.
Sophian, he's Rabbi David Sophian's son.
So
That's the only reason I
he
remembered it.
himself and spoke. A few people spoke, but the one that really resonated with me was 2 people involved with the grassroots or organizations that were impacted by the Shomer Shelter campaign and the passing of the bill that said landlords can't deny income based on like alimony or housing subsidies. And they talked about how this impacted their agencies and their clientele, and how RAC Illinois made a big difference. That they had been working on this bill for a year and a half. Oh, they had been working on it for a year. And then RAC got involved, Jack Kaplan and Larry, whatever's Joseph, and they helped them set up meetings. They got them a meeting, with key senators, and that really brought impetus to the and re-energized them and got the bill passed. And it made me think that we weren't just picking issues that were automatic slam dunks, that we had really made an impact on this bill. So there's supposed to be a virtual, they indicated that they would try and have a virtual get together sometime in September, and hopefully we'll be able to energize, summer's hard. I know people are out of town and there's a lot going on, but to get back involved with the wrap activities. So anything else, Maida, that spoke to you?
This is not, okay.
Yeah, we got it.
For some reason it wouldn't go. The rabbi from Oak Park Temple spoke about their involvement with the housing issue, and I thought he was energizing and enthusiastic, and it really, they had everybody stand up who did anything, even if you just filled out one of those witness forms. Yeah.
Was it Max Weiss or Rabbi Cruzane from Oak Park?
Sharon,
it
do
a
you
re-
remember? He's really young.
Daniel
Younger
Cruzane.
old, younger old, Cruzane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's redheaded.
Yeah. Well, Sharon and I got a chance to talk to him a little bit. He was very nice.
Anyway, it was a really nice evening.
Yeah.
And unwrapped cookies. All right, we can move on, but I just wanted to share a little bit about that. Yeah.
Well, if we're going to move on, we should move on to Amy and talk about the day of action. Where are we
So
at?
it's, I think it's busting at the seams. We keep getting more and more people. It's really something. So today we confirmed that Legal Aid of Highland Park is going to have a table. You got my email, right, Wayne? Okay, so there's a lot going on, a lot to do, and we'll get it all organized. So I'm just going to start sending out emails and calling individual people and letting them know, see if they need any support, any supplies. And Floyd, for you, I know that this is the second year that Magan David Dome will be participating. And I know that Ike has been a part of trying to get these synagogues together to support building an ambulance. And I know that it's coming up at the next board meeting. So I think that at that board meeting, if the board approves doing it, that will energize that day for the presentation at 8/21. And we did give a donation last year to the organization. So I was told that I should connect with you to see if we can give a donation again this year, although maybe we should just wait and see what the board decides, because we'll be giving money for that as well.
Yeah, the Human Needs Committee has discussed giving them a donation, and actually, with Ike's concurrence, has decided not to, but to support being part of this project and to give a donation as appropriate as part of the big project when it comes up.
That makes sense. And I think that everything else is okay. We're just working on it. The snow cone machine kind of failed. We couldn't rent one. It was just too much money. Larry Steingold has a popcorn machine, so we're going to try to borrow that and have popcorn. Snow cones were becoming very complicated. They wanted to charge an enormous amount for renting it, like $1 a cup. And otherwise, I think we're okay, just connecting with everybody.
Do you need
I need,
help or
you know, I just kind
Or
of
what's
orchestrated it.
what's day of setup going to look like? Could you
Day
kind
of setup
walk me through
is,
that?
I'm gonna hopefully have the table set up. I just did a diagram of what the tables will look like, you know, and then there'll be more input. There's just so many people. I got a letter today from Philippa Tabachow, the one who does the blankets for the foster children, where it lays on a table and she cuts and everybody comes by and ties it and you can buy a kit. We already have all of that. She sent me a letter today that she wants to also incorporate another project, painting rocks and then putting them alongside in Highland Park. There's a certain spot where you lay the rocks down So she wanted to do that, but Holly's already doing rocks, so maybe Holly won't do the rocks. It's just something that we have to figure out. I'll talk to Vanessa. We'll figure out how we're going to handle that. But if a congregant wants to do something, I hate to say no to them.
And I just want to thank Amy because we've had at least 2 people, it's only Thursday, just join in this week, both congregants or, congregant affiliated. And so we definitely will need prayers for no rain. And right. And I think if you all come out and, it starts at 10:30 and maybe get there by, we'll be there earlier, but, by 10:15, that would be great because
I'll be there at sunrise.
don't say that. Don't say that. Because that means I'd have to be there. And I don't think Juan or Ernesto will be there. And they're the most important on Sunday morning. They're the ones who really need to get the message.
And Rich, will there be an action that will be able to be taken for people that day? The timing's a little bit off, too late for Florida.
I think we planned on just updating voter registration and making sure people are aware, know where their voting booths are, just with all the changes that have gone on. I think that's the best we can come up with at this point in time.
Okay, good. Thank you. And Kurt's Cafe, I know I bug you a lot. The Kurt's
Yeah,
Cafe, you'll get the coupons and all that. Beautiful. Thank you. I won't bother you again.
I think.
Yes, you will.
He knows already.
I think we talked about having a sign up sheet for the postcards, like for the future ones. So we know people who will take them, or do we want to not do that?
No, I think we should. I think that's a great idea.
And also for us, Wayne has done QR codes for everyone. And also they can also do a paper sign up on that QR code sheet, right, Wayne? And I got a phone call today, an email from legal aid, and they said, oh, we're going to bring all of our brochures. It's lovely. And so we said, no, I wrote her back and I said, you can make a poster, but we don't want any pamphlets. So I think we're okay. I'll be giving SOS calls as the time comes on.
Well, we're certainly happy to help you out. You've done a great job with this. Thank you.
Oh, then you can lead the children to the pool and help them water.
Sure. Doesn't matter if they get wet. We don't care about that, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And Jay and Sarah have been practicing their songs. They've been having rehearsals. It's just very cool. And they're doing If Not Now, When, and they're doing a few other ones. And Holly's son will be out in the parking lot playing his songs. I think it's going to be beautiful. Just the weather has to cooperate.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to this. It sounds like it's got a lot of engagement with a ton of people involved with it, which is really great.
I've never seen that many people come out of the woodworks.
A bigger net. That's what we're looking for. Last night, Sharon and I went to the Deerfield Free Store, which is where the refugee families can shop. And Sharon will explain what Macomb is going to be doing. Sharon?
So Lynn, oh, I'm muted. Oh,
no,
you unmuted me. So as you all know, people have volunteered. We've set up a team with North Shore Unitarian Church. Turns out one of the women, there's been 2 women basically running this store all along. Erin Dubin, who a lot of us know, and Dawn McClintock, who belongs to North Shore Unitarian Church. And we reached out to her early on and we're teaming with them. It seemed like a good fit. We already know some of their members through Lake County United. And other people are just friends with some of their members. We've had some Macomb members who have gone there and belong there now. So last night, the training was in person. They were supposed to have a Zoom option. Unfortunately, that was not available. So we had 3 people who had planned on Zooming in, weren't able, but our team has the 3rd Sunday of each month. We're going to be expected to be there something like 12:30 to 4:30. The store is open 1 to 4. And they schedule about 3 families to come in an afternoon and shop. You know, there's a furniture room, there's a clothing room, there's a kitchenwares and cleaning room. There's a bed, one room's just bedding and beds and mattresses, for desks, things you'd find in a bedroom. So it's becoming more and more organized. And then there's like splinter projects. Like somebody sorted the silverware into silverware trays so that a family can just pick up the silverware tray. And they want to do that for some other things like toolboxes and sewing kits. So there's another training this Sunday, and then they'll have to do some kind of a makeup for the people who couldn't get in on the Zoom. Our target date to start is September 18th, September 18th, the 3rd Sunday of each month. You know, we're welcome for more people to join us. So if you know of somebody, but I think the target's going to be like between 6 and 8 people to be there each Sunday. And I think, you know, we'll have enough combined with North Shore Unitarian to do that. And also there'll be some flexibility, you know, because of, you know, if we have a holiday on a Sunday or some kind of something that none of us could go, then the church could just handle it, and vice versa. If it's something they, you know, that conflicts with their schedule, then we can cover it 1 week. So anything I missed, Linda? Oh, we talked about being sensitive to the clients. It's by appointment only. They come with, mostly they come with their sponsor, either somebody from their sponsoring agency, or, you know, like if it was somebody from Macomb, somebody would go with them, like Amy went, you know, or somebody from Refugee One, or there was a woman there from an organization I hadn't heard about. But anyway, they don't just wander in by themselves. It's appointment only. Masks are required in the store. And it's a project evolving.
It's evolving, but it's got great energy and leadership connected with it. They've done a tremendous job in a very short period of time, way bigger in the space than they thought they were. It's like it started out as somebody's storage locker, then it went to a library. Now it's 7 classrooms in the library in this Holy Cross school.
Everybody should go and visit there and
Yes,
think about it when you
absolutely.
have stuff to donate. It's really a good
And they're
place.
very selective about what they donate, which I think is really
Really
what they
good.
accept as far as donations. Like large couches don't work, small ones do, because the apartments are small, right? I didn't even think about that. And the rule of thumb is if you would give it to your kid because they're starting out their first apartment, then you can give it to them too, which I thought was a nice way of thinking about it.
Right.
At the moment, in terms of organizations, what they really need are skirt hangers, right? The little bar with the clips on the side. If you have them in your closet and you don't need them, we'll get them over to them. I mean, it would make all the difference in terms of how the material is displayed, just like in a store.
There will be some opportunities and also some expectations for donating from us. You know, opportunities like, you know, to let our friends and family know they have a needs list, and we'll be sharing that closer to September. But also they have an ongoing need for these cleaning supplies like paper towels and Windex and whatever. And that one of our months, hopefully we'll be able, that can be our target collection. would be to do consumables that they need, like, dish soap and things like that, that we can collect for them. So,
I was mentioning this project to somebody the other day because what I learned last night was that the kitchen tables that are donated sit there because the families that are coming in would prefer to sit on a rug and eat dinner with their family on the rug. What they need are rugs. And it didn't dawn on me, but the place to get them is going to be colleges, and when the kids move out in the spring, because who wants to take that old rug home? So that might be something to revisit, for lack of another word. Anyway, if you would like to get more involved with this, let us know. We'll connect you up with Lori, because she is going to be our point person in terms of scheduling everybody, so that we don't have a million different people going one way or the other. But in terms of refugees, Alan says that we're not getting our next family now until like October or something. I mean, it's way delayed. So we will keep you updated on that. Marilyn, hi. Nice to see you.
Alan's going to come to the next meeting and update us on that. And
Perfect.
by then they should know a little more about what they need. And
Okay. Next on the list, the way unless there's anything more on the refugees in the free store, we should talk with Susie and Maida regarding the gun violence prevention initiatives. Susie, my hat's off to you. You did a wonderful job Monday night.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, obviously, it's been a busy week. It's been a busy few weeks since July 4th, trying to deal with the influx of new members and the increase in interest. And we have some good momentum, which we need to take advantage of. So our main focus has been working on the HB 5522 assault weapon ban. And we had a phone bank last night trying to encourage people in other areas of Illinois who don't have the luxury of Representative Morgan, who's one of the leaders on this bill. So we're trying to get more and more legislators to sign on. It's actually pretty close. I think we only need a few more for it to pass out of committee. We're hoping to get a special session in September so that people don't run out and have time to get assault weapons before it actually passes. So that's kind of the main focus right now. And then there's just a lot of other things really to be worked on in terms of legislation at the federal level as well, although that's less hopeful. We were hoping for it to call to a vote, so at least people could kind of see where their representatives stand on the issue and vote accordingly. You know, other than that, we're just trying to deal with the new members and get them involved. Sharon, you're muted. Sorry.
can you just clarify who the we is?
Oh, sorry. The we is people working for gun violence prevention.
Yeah, but it's
Demand
demand.
Action,
Yeah.
Mouse Demand Action, March for Our Lives. Those are the main groups, and we are partnering together for a lot of things.
Thanks.
Sure, and I have not found a September speaker for the Tuesday night. I kind of dropped the ball on that one. I don't know if we have one for that. I talked about the night ministry, but I have not on that together.
Let me pull up. I thought, okay.
I know we have one for the Shabbat that Linda sent.
Right.
Yes.
Lynn had talked about reaching out to Catch.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And
I remember now.
I was going to check back with her, but I knew she was going out of town today. So if you want to check back with her early next week, or I can check in with her and see if she was able to connect with them.
Okay, also, I thought the League of Women Voters did a great job with the Abolishing Electoral College program, which was fascinating. And they had also offered, if we were interested, in a program on school board harassment. Because that's obviously a thing that's happening right now. And
Right. I actually thought, because there was only 9 people, that 2 speakers, one of them was me, that we should have them again on Sunday morning, because with the January 6th hearings, abolishing the the electoral college is going to be hot. But I thought both women who did the presenting were prepared, energetic. And so I thought I should get them for Sunday morning before the election.
yeah, that would be awesome, Vanessa, if you
Yeah.
could do that, because it was a waste of their energy to have such a small audience. Although, I mean,
But they were so gracious about it.
So
Right.
gracious.
yeah, so it's awesome. Anyway, I can answer questions if you have them. Otherwise, I'll pass the floor to Maida.
Okay, I'm gonna start out. Do you all know what "Do Not Stand Idly By" is? Before I start throwing these names around, I figure we all need to be on the same page. Lake County United is part of a national organization called Metro IAF. Metro IAF for years has been working under the auspices of their organization called Do Not Stand Idly By. It comes from Leviticus, do not stand idly by while thy neighbor's blood is shed. And it is gun safety. We complement what moms does. We don't do the same thing. So I don't know where to start with this, but what we've done lately, we were instrumental in forming the Gun Safety Consortium. Gun Safety Consortium is made up of the law enforcement agencies.
Oh, I'll pick a couple.
And they are, and we're having them test gun security and safety at locks. The biggest complaint about locking up a firearm is people feel they can't get immediate access to it. And so we put out a call to developers, and my goodness, we didn't realize there were that many who are working on locks and security devices that will allow you to safeguard your gun, but if you need to get a hold of it, in the unlikely instance that you need to get a hold of it, it would be readily available. This includes, but is not limited to, for any of you who saw Katie Porter holding up her cell phone, it includes biometrics, but it's not limited to biometrics. So we also have been working on holding gun manufacturers accountable. And for any of you who've been watching the hearings that Representative Maloney from New York has been holding, part of that is after she talked with the leaders in Do Not Stand Idly By, who came up with her and said, look, this is what we think we need to do. And it's been getting quite a bit of press, especially it was today or yesterday, I think maybe it was yesterday, when they held up photographs that were used to market these AR-15 style rifles. And the people in the photographs clearly had white supremacist tattoos. It was very, very clear. So Do Not Stand Idly By has a reputation now as being experts in this field. They asked us before they started, who do we target? And we talked with them about it. I didn't personally, but several people in Stand I Lead By did. July 17th, you may or may not remember, I sent you out a bunch of invitations several times. I spoke, and so did two other members of Do Not Stand Idly By, to about 2,000 people at House of Hope. And we talked about the fact that although what happened in Highland Park was horrific and nobody can take that away, the same weekend, 15 people were killed and 60 injured by gunfire in Chicago. So we have a long way to go, but what we're doing is working on the safety issue and working on the part that keeps holding the gun manufacturers accountable. And if you want to do something, send a note to Chief Jogman. He'll probably kill me for telling you this. Send a note to Chief Jogman and to the Highland Park, the city manager in Highland Park, and encourage them to become part of the Gun Safety Consortium and test those locks. And if you want to do even more, send a note to the Lake County Board and encourage them to give a few shekels to underwrite the cost of other communities joining the Gun Safety Consortium. And I'll answer any questions because that didn't begin to cover.
So the letters go to the city manager in Highland Park is Gita, right?
Right, Gita. Mhm.
Okay.
Is
we
there
write-
is there a website?
For
Do Not Stand Idly By?
there's a website for Do Not Stand Idly By and a website for the Gun Safety Consortium. I will put them in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. That'd be great.
So Maida, do you know any towns around us that have joined? Which ones have joined?
The closest one to us is Evanston.
Okay.
It's not that we haven't talked to others, but well, it's complicated. If you want to know, ask me and I will go through the whole situation with Highland Park. But the thing is, it costs money to join because these developers, even though they want their products tested, it costs them money to make these products, and we have to buy them they give us a deal, but we have to buy them from them. And the only place we're getting our money right now is from law enforcement and municipalities who join. And by the way, two of these, to just show you, we have engineers and all sorts of people, but we have two developers who live in different places who are doing this because they are law enforcement and they had a child commit suicide using their service revolvers. Okay.
Ada, do you guys know about the Be Smart program?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Just saying, there's some crossover there.
Yeah, we have some synergy, but you're working mostly on the legislative side, and we're working on the.
Well, the Be Smart is not all about safe storage, but it's
Yeah,
not
I know.
on the biometric.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But well, yeah. See, not all of them are biometric. We've been working on the safe storage because, and Susie will tell you this. 60% of the intentional shootings are not these horrible mass shootings that we hear about. They're suicides and little kids who pick up guns and pull the trigger. A 2-year-old can pick up a loaded weapon and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So,
Marilyn?
Yes, that was actually what happened 2 days ago. A 2-year-old got into it wasn't locked. The safety lock was
Right.
open, and the 2-year-old killed her. Not a two. I think maybe this child was 5 years old and killed a 2-year-old sister. Yeah, and so, but what I wanted to ask you, I don't know if it was WGN, but I was told that, Susan, kudos to you. You spoke so beautifully, and it was so powerful. The movement that at the particular time that you spoke as well. And then the very next day, I was told that Highland Park, that there's a woman who, I don't know who she is. I didn't see the program, but there's a woman in Highland Park who is part of this struggle and very insistent and won't give up. And she was on the news on Tuesday, and they showed the particular kind of guns that were used in the weaponry that was used in our terrible episode in Highland Park. And I wondered if you knew about that program and who she is, and is she involved with either with you, Maida, or you, Susan? Is she involved with you from Highland Park?
I don't know who you're referring to. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I don't either, but I can tell you that the particular weapon that was used was a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 semi-automatic assault rifle, and the M&P stands for military and police. The Smith & Wesson also has another one that's not an M&P, but they marketed this to people like the young man who shot in the July 4th shooter.
Yeah, their marketing is so disgraceful.
I
Because
think-
they target people they want to buy their guns.
Right. In the last decade, from what I've been following this House of Representatives hearing, and they came up with a number of $1.7 billion in the last decade just from the sale of these semi-automatic weapons to civilians. I'm not talking about to the military. Law enforcement and military buy 40% of the guns sold in the United States, but it's the marketing, the civilian sales, 1.7 billion.
Meta and Susan, would it be all right with you if I checked with City Hall to see what news program was Tuesday night and who this individual is? So
Sure.
that
Sure,
could
Elaine,
help her and her
absolutely.
work. She was very insistent, saying, I was told, she said that we can't wait for tomorrow. By tomorrow, there'll be another killing. It has to be today, and we can't wait. And
Was she a Highland Park resident?
I believe so. So I'd like to find out, because the city has to know who televised here. She, and then I was told that you could see Port Clinton behind the scenes. And so it would be interesting because she has a following and she's doing good work. And it would be good to have her coordinate, or at least for you both to know about each other.
Sure. I mean, actually, the Tuesday night program we had for Moms to Be in Action at Macomb was on every news channel on Tuesday night. So I don't know if it's
Was
really.
that was Tuesday night that you were at Macomb?
Mhm.
And this was Wednesday night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this followed you, which was really very timely.
Hmm.
So some of the people, who heard you speak also heard her speak on Wednesday on the news. So
Yeah.
if I find anything, if it's okay, I'll be in touch with either you or Meta.
Okay.
And Susie Mason, you have a rug. I'm going to put you in touch with the lady at the Deerfield store so you can work out when to deliver your rug.
Okay, thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. It's living in my bathtub downstairs, so it'd be good to get it out of the house.
You have to deliver it to them, but I'll find out, I'll connect you up so you can figure out the scheduling.
Okay,
It's-
no problem.
And they're right up the street from you, so.
Yeah, very convenient.
So this is an issue that, Macomb's been involved and Lakeside have been involved with for years. We had, a couple of programs on this with Lakeside.
Yeah.
It kind of it wasn't at the top of our list for the last couple of years. I think, just with recent events, it's bubbled up now, and whatever support and we can give is all good. And whoever we can connect with, it's all good. So thank you for all that you're doing and for keeping us in touch with what events are going on, or we can put this under actions in the calendar, of who to write to. And so
We'll have a lot at the Carnival of Action. We'll have a lot of information out.
good. Good. I'm just gonna, also to know Karen Fliegler is co-lead for Illinois for Moms Demand Action. And she, within the last week, received the Moms Demand Action
The Sue Brooks Award.
Sue Brooks Award. Thank you, Susie.
Sure.
So this is she received this from the National Moms Demand Action, and Sue Brooks was from Nevada, and she was key in getting background checks approved there. And she passed away in 2016. So now this is a National Moms Award each year. And Susie and our other, not Susie, Karen, and I think it's the other Illinois co-lead won the award for this year. So kudos to Karen for all the work that she's doing in this area too.
Sorry, yes, it's a big deal that she and Valerie won. It's a really big deal. So big kudos to them.
That's everything on our agenda. Does anybody else have anything they would like to add? Bring up new business, whatever? Come on, guys, we're 6 minutes. We got 6 minutes
Okay,
on the clock
I
here.
have a new, we do have a new business.
We do, great.
And it's under programming. So
Oh, yes.
probably already 2 months ago, someone from CASA reached out to see if we want them to do a program. Let me pull up, I should have had this pulled up, the email. They're a organization that protects children whose parents are involved in the courts or in so I'm pretty sure I wrote back to her and said we will discuss it, but to this point nobody has actually talked with them. We did discuss that it would be a good fit for October for Domestic Violence Month. But I don't know if we should talk with this woman and find out exactly what the program involves. I don't know if anybody knows somebody from CASA and wants to jump in on this meeting, or
I do know somebody who has worked with CASA. I can reach out.
okay, well, but also we want to talk with this woman who offered the program.
Oh, never mind then.
So,
We can-
no, you can reach out. But we have, let me find her name. But we should also talk with her about, what it is their program involves. I think we were thinking a Friday night. It seemed like a good fit. Okay, so it was sent to Stephanie in the office, and it is from Lori Peterson, Manager of Advocate Engagement.
I think my person actually might not be local anymore.
Okay, and she says would it be possible to briefly speak to your congregation probably after Friday night service? Raise awareness about CASA and maybe gain some new advocates. So I don't know what everybody thinks about that, if that would be an appropriate program.
Great. They do good work.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, they do wonderful work.
Where are they from? Where are they located? Where is their organization?
It's Lake County. They work out of my understanding is they have advocates up in the courthouse in Waukegan.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably are in there's probably CASAs in other places, but she's from the Lake County program. What were you saying, Wayne?
No, I was just saying Waukegan is where they're
Oh.
based.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know, the person, I knew somebody who worked with them, Janice Goldblatt worked with them, and they would go, they'd be like an observer. They would go to court and to be an observer for the child in the court proceedings. But I also think they might have thanks, Vanessa. I think they might have like a children's room where kids can wait while their parents are in court. I think there's layers, but basically they're to protect the children whose parents are involved in the legal system. That's my understanding.
Yeah, I know they had a cookbook, and I had a mitzvah fair where they came, and I actually think the Lindners were involved with them. But I think that was Sarah Lindner, who was 20, her bat mitzvah project 13 years ago. Oh no, she's not 26. She's not 26. She's 24.
My nephew is a judge up in Waukegan, and my sister-in-law babysits for the room that you were talking about for the children whose parents are into proceedings. And so they do need volunteers for that as well.
Yeah, I think it's called the Kids Corner.
Yes.
And I have a friend who did it for years. And
they probably know each other, my sister.
You have to, I mean, there's quite a background check you have to go through, but it's a wonderful.
Yeah, well, her son is the judge, so I don't think it's a real problem for her.
And I'm not 100% sure that, that what's under CASA, but I was just thinking that might be, but it could be a standalone program too, the Kids Corner. So anyway, but I know they support the children.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
All right, so does anybody want to, I'm happy to talk with her. Anybody else want to join in, let me know. So that, if we talk to her sometime in August and can get it set up for October, that would be great.
Sure.
All right, thanks for everybody's viewpoint on that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to participate in that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Marilyn.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock.
It sure is. Is there any other new business or something we should be talking about? You guys are wonderful. Thank you for cooperating and going through this with us. I really appreciate it.
It's root beer. It's root beer float Shabbat tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss it.
Okay,
And postcards.
right. Good night, everybody.
All
Good
right.
night.
Thank you, everybody.
Stay well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.